Awesome. All right. So today was a very event-filled day in the world of GameStonk and AMC stonks.
Yeah.
What happened? Break it down.
Um, we lost a lot of money.
Yes, we did.
I wish I were a weatherman because I'd be like, it's raining. It's probably gonna rain tomorrow too. I mean, what are you gonna do? We live in Seattle. It's probably gonna rain.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, man, it's been a little bit of a crazy day. I just got this Weeble desktop
hmm
app, and it's pretty good, I gotta say.
Yeah,
I like it.
you've been hawking it. You've been hard selling it to me all week.
I know. I'm just trying to get you to sign on so I can get a free stonk.
What do you get? You get like one stonk of Aerotine Industries.
I wish. That would be the best deal. Um, the I wasn't crazy about the web version, but like the desktop version of the site's really nice. I've been using Thinkorswim, and their desktop version it's not bad, but it's like, man, the Weeble desktop version. I if it wasn't like a kind of like a shady like Chinese company deal, then
hmm
I would have all my stocks on Webull, but I don't know. I've been using it just for day trading, so I'm for unofficially racing John to the bottom here. Uh, I have about, what did I say, 890 in the account as far as stocks and equity. In
hmm
this one account, I have 890. Well, I've already lost money.
Hey, the markets are closed. How the hell did you do that?
Well, I had 890 earlier on the day. Now I only have 882.
Ah,
I think because I had some AMC in this account. AMC went.
yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the
Yeah,
elephants in the room.
Elefante.
GameStonk started, or it ended yesterday at what, like 200 or 190 something. And it right out the gate, it just nosedived about 50 points.
Yeah. So, um,
Not to be outdone, and it closed at 120.
yeah. So, I mean, I guess I look at this and I see a massive red candle, right? So like the volume of it is 7,374,000, right?
hmm
That was the red candle from the start of the day. So the I guess pre-market it was, or yesterday it closed at what is this, 186, and then the huge sell off this morning, right? And
hmm
it dipped down to like one, what was that, 141. And then it looked like there was a rally there for like 2 hours trying to fight that sell
hmm
off, and then presumably the hedgies or whoever now, right,
Yeah.
just had their way with it. I mean, you had volume, and these are massive red candles, volume of a million, million again, then a 4 million major sell off, right? And these are just bad news bears. And I was just looking at the hourly chart, but yeah, I mean, when you change it to like a 5 minute interval, you do see like there are some uh, like green candles. There's some resistance there, but by and large, it's just not good. So I guess the question is, are we done here, right?
Yeah, that is you did pose that to our group chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I can't see 9 million morons similar to myself just being like, oh no, it's at 120. Like, I'm out. Like, it was at 40, it was at 35, and it went back up. Like, I think people have already been holding for 2 months now.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's another month? What's another 3 months, 6 months, 12 months? Who cares?
Anything over 10% of a short float is high, right? So there's
Mhm.
still that short interest there, right? But here's the thing, as I was telling you yesterday, that that short float in January 29 was 42%. The percentage of shares floated, right?
So it's halved.
Yeah, and then so in February 12th, it was 30.2%. And then February 26th, it was 26.1%. Let me
Yeah.
see. But I mean, so my thing is that, look, there's still a lot of shorts outstanding, right?
I mean, we're only if you're even if that data is accurate, which I would question, not on your part, just because I don't think we're
Yeah.
playing a fair game right now.
Right. Of course.
Even if that's accurate, there's still 20. Is it 20% or 20 million? What is the total?
The total float is 54.54 million, right?
It's
0.16.
20% of all the shares are shorted.
Yeah, 26%, right?
I
So
mean,
that's a lot.
that's a lot of people that still want this stock to go down
Down.
a
Yeah.
lot. And I
Well,
mean, I have 25 shares, and uh I'm probably, even if it goes to zero, I think the most I'll lose is like $1,000 because I sold half of them, and then I bought back in. So maybe I'll lose like 3 grand. I don't even know. But I mean, it doesn't seem to uh like matter at this point. Like, I just want to see it win. Like, I don't even care
oh,
about the
sure.
money. Like,
Sure. Right. So the theory is that if enough people hold the stock, right? I mean, if you don't have sellers,
mhm.
then it would go down, right? So
Yeah.
the other question is, um, we know that uh, there's probably a lot of synthetic shares in the market, right? So like when you buy a share of GameStop, you're not getting a share, right? You're getting, typically you're someone selling a share, and then you buy that share and then you have a share, right? But it's not entirely clear how many
Have a
synthetic
share.
it's not even entirely clear how many synthetic shares there are, right?
Mhm.
So I guess
Well,
the
isn't that
question.
isn't that kind of like a major aspect of this? Like,
Oh yeah.
if I mean, just us holding kind of like keeps the bad actors' feet to the fire, because
Right.
we all just sold tomorrow. They kind of just like flush it down the toilet. They're like, oh, we never shorted synthetic shares to make more money. But if,
Right.
like, the it's time to pay the piper, and it's like, wait, how did you short this share that didn't exist? They're like, oh, look over there.
Right. Well, I mean, so like, here's the thing: is like you can have some of these hedge funds, right? So like, if you were to have $1 million to play with, and you were to take the $1 million and then you buy some shares, and then you sell a bunch off, right? Like you have people who are playing the stock, right? The percentage of people who are owning this, there's a probably good percentage of people owning the stock who have no intent on keeping it right now,
Mhm.
right? So they're probably just like in and out trying to play the market, and nothing wrong with that, right? Because that's obvious.
Mhm.
But
Let's call those people Perenich. No, that's too obvious. Mike P.
yeah, there you go. But definitely not me.
No, 100%.
um, but like when I first got into it, a buddy called me and he's like, "Hey man, check this thing out." He wanted me to sue these brokerage firms, right? And like Robinhood. He's like, dude, like totally screwing people over that they wouldn't let him into his account. He's like, we got to sue these people. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. So I went online and bought some shares. The stock went up like $50 before I got off the phone with him, and I sold them because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then as I started to dig into it more, I saw like what was going on with the hedge funds and like how this was like, you know, a squeeze that was designed by the hedge funds to squeeze them. And I thought, all right, well, I'm in. I'm just going to buy more. And I kept on buying more. And then, you know, it hit like $500. And then I said, hey, babe, we're going to be rich. She goes, oh, really? That's great. And I'm like, yeah, this thing just hit $500. And I was like, up, and it's going down. So, you know, look, I don't think that it's over. I think that this is probably a good opportunity for me to buy more, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, there's a schools of thought where like if the stock's going down, like today, if you had the stock like myself, and my average, I want to say was like $189. And if it's going down, right? If I'd sold earlier on today and at, you know, it starts moving down, I start selling at, let's say, what is this? 140 something, right? And I say, I'm just going to sell them all at 140. I'm going to see if this thing goes down, and I'm going to buy in again at 120. That doesn't really help the cause, right? But it's not a bad investment strategy, right?
Yeah. You're the day trader, and I'm more of the fuck the people that need to be fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of like the thing. I mean, there's like I've held the stock for a long time, but I'm I'm like, well, if I'm going to buy back in, like why wouldn't I buy it in at a low point, right? And so there's still like a big risk there though, right? If let's say I bought 10 of these at 120, or after hours now it's 117, I potentially risk blowing $1,700, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I forget if you followed my lead here earlier, but when it went down like below 50, I bought 16 of them. And I feel like if it went below 50 again, I'd probably buy more.
I mean, I see nothing wrong with it. I mean, I think that you have to consider the history, and again, what anyone does in any stock, or except for John and your dad, which is, you know, not looking at fundamentals of a company, but like on any stock where you're trying to get in and out and you're trying to do a day trade or some sort of trade based on your price action and history, you try to predict ups and downs, right? And you try to buy high, sell low, like myself. And you know, at some point, everyone has to divest from the stock who doesn't plan on holding it long term. Like, no one's buying the stock at $300 and just saying, "Oh man, yeah, I got to hold on to it because I love GameStop." Like, you know, most people don't want to lose their ass entirely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do find value in making a stand against these large institutions. And I guess the question is, how much of a stand can you make when you don't have the leverage that they have?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, well, I would like to quote the greatest movie of all time, Hackers, and say, yeah, well, maybe I'm not, but we are.
yeah, it was a good movie.
Dude, it's a classic. I don't
Um,
could get more recognition. That's the takeaway from this episode.
no, I agree. I think we should do a live stream of us watching Hackers and making
Yes.
fun of it.
We'll put that on our Only Paper Hands.
Only paper hands
Go to
page.
onlypaperhands.com to see me and Mike's Hackers review.
Hackers video. We should remake Hackers.
Yeah.
I just, and I'm just looking at this aftermarket. I mean, there's a lot of sell walls here, but then you have a lot of buyers lined up at, this thing hit $17. I don't know. I'm just looking at the action going on. It's moving, not in the right direction, but again, I think that there's an opportunity to buy in if you have conviction of the stock. I do have conviction of the stock, but I'm not sure how much.
Yeah. So you think this is it?
I don't think so entirely. I would like to know when. I got to figure out when the short interest numbers are going down. Then, if it goes under 26, I'm not convinced. But if it stays at 26, I don't think it's a bad hold, really. But I say all that, I have no clue what I'm doing. Like most of the time I make money on a stock, it's complete luck.
All right, cool. Well, I gotta run. Any final thoughts here?
I'm gonna buy some more GameStop. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for the market to open up tomorrow morning, and like we've seen most mornings, there's a large sell-off, and if that occurs, I might pick some up and see what happens, and maybe we get a discount. Maybe we buy the dips and also buy the rips.
Hell yeah. Yep.
How about you, man? What's your plan?
Dude, I don't even care. I got 25 of the fuckers, and I paid either $45 or like $250. So I don't know. I won't die if I lose all of it, and I won't live if if it goes to 1,000 and I make 25 grand. So it's not the end of the world either way. But I like being part of something that has a message to it. So that's my play.
So hey, really quick, I'm just looking at Ortex, and the short interest numbers. I guess they were released today, but the settlement date was on March 15th, which I guess is the time they got to get them in. But they released them today. It's 22.56, which is still high, right? It's not as high as it has been in the past, but it's been slowly declining, which, you could argue is a result of them buying and selling a lot. So, I don't think that it's crazy, but it's very high. Look at other stocks, and you don't see short interest rates that high.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wouldn't tell anyone what to do, but
except go to onlypaperhands.com,
which is our new sponsor this week. Onlypaperhands.com, your one-stop shop for men describing other men's nudes.
I believe we're at least we're one of two websites that offer that service.
Here's a little appetizer. Not bad. Moist.
Oh, here, I'll pull up one of yours. Oh, wow. I didn't know you were that flexible.
It's one of my talents that I have. This is a lot of value we're offering people. Oh man.
Yeah, if you don't like this, please watch Mad Money, because he's way better.
Mad Money. Here's a summary of what Kramer's going to say today. I wish there was a stock about guessing what Kramer's going to say, because I would guess right every time. Oh, the market's crashing. Everyone's going to hell. I think I could make a lot of money that way.
Yeah, he's constantly reverse jinxing everyone, and
Yeah.
we got nothing but thanks for that man doing the Lord's work. Dude, did you watch the GameStop documentary on Hulu?
Um, I am disappointed they didn't call it GameStonked.
Yeah, that would have
I did
been.
not watch it. Did you watch it?
I watched like half of it. It's kind of boring. It's
Uh,
more just like here's what happened, and here's some like local morons who were involved, and you're like,
it's
hey, I look like those people.
it's it's like the local news did an investigation.
That's what it feels like. But they do interview Kramer, and like I don't watch Mad Money because the show's fucking boring and stupid.
Hmm.
But that guy looks terrible. He looks like just like greed like rots your physical outer shell. He's just like he looks
The,
terrible.
the only thing that's worth watching that Kramer has ever done is when he's gone on to the Daily Show and got lambasted by Jon Stewart. That by far was the best thing he's ever done.
Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine. I mean, like that was a public service that Jon Stewart offered.
Hmm.
That's the only thing worth watching and that Kramer's ever done. But
Yeah,
outside
dude,
of that,
Kramer's a moron. Like, and then he goes and just like takes it full force right to the crotch.
well, he, you know, he kind of put himself in a reprehensible position, and the like CNBC like talking points are primarily like insider talking points which are developed for them, right? So like you kind of have a untenable position anyway, and it was I don't know if whoever did whoever his publicist or marketer was definitely got fired after that. Like a lot of people got fired after that. I can almost imagine.
Yeah, if only he would have gotten fired.
Well, I mean, he's just a talking head. Like I don't think he really comes up.
No,
I don't know.
he definitely has allegiance to the the big swinging dicks of the market. Like he doesn't ever say anything that benefits anyone remotely resembling you or I.
Oh no, no, no. I mean, like that's kind of honestly that's part of the value that we kind of offer, if there's any value in what we do, is that look, we're just normal guys screwing around, but like we are just like everyone else. Like yeah, we believe in trying to take a stand on issues. Like I'm going to put money in Costco because I love Costco, right?
Mm, yes, very
But
powerful
also,
message to
but
Sam's Club and BJ's.
yeah. So, but like I also believe that hey, like the market is open for everyone to make money on, and like people should, and if you have some money laying around, like if you have just a little bit of money and you can just put it into something and set it and forget it,
Hmm.
then that's what you should do. But I don't think Kramer like represents any of that. Kramer's talking to a small cross section of America.
Hmm.
So I totally agree with you though.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just he's all the worst that boomers have to offer from my perception.
Well, that's his target demographic though.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I we should ask JP what he thinks about Kramer because I there's no doubt in my mind like there's video evidence of Kramer admitting not only admitting but like breaking down how to pump and dump.
right. Well, it was exactly what um, allegedly Melvin did to GameStop, right? Which
Yeah.
is short the hell out of the stock, wait, let it go down, and then you have all these shorts and you make tons of money.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's hilarious, market manipulation. It's like it's not really market manipulation, but it is. Like, how damning could it possibly be?
Yeah. All right. Awesome, man. Well, have a good night. Give my best to all of your only paper hands followers.
Onlypaperhands.com. All right,
I'll
man.
try to get through the rest of your nudes.
Yeah, please do.
It takes a lot out of me to describe them as detailed as I want.
Yeah, I mean, they're very complicated. I'm an artiste, as you see. All right, my main man.
All right.
I'll TTYLT later.
All right. Talk to you, TT, later.
Laters.